Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and today I'm going to show you how I painted this mural in my entryway. The first thing I did was sketch the design onto a piece of paper with a pencil and watercolors. I really love plants, so I came up with this floral botanical pattern. You could use something like Procreate if that's more comfortable for you. So there are a few supplies that you're going to want. The first is paint, obviously. I used this Benjamin Moore paint. I think it's the Regal Select line. It's a Pratt & Lambert color though. It's called Thicket Green. I just had them color match it at the hardware store. The second is a few paintbrushes. These are just art paintbrushes that I had. You could go to the art store and pick them up. I used this one for most of the areas and then I went back with a smaller brush to do the details. I used some blue tape to mark each section. I'll show you that later. And then obviously if you are a klutz like I am and spill a lot, you're going to want to have some towels for cleaning up. Next, I sketched the shapes onto the wall. I didn't follow my drawing exactly, but I sketched similar shapes until I'd filled up the wall to the ceiling. I'd suggest using a light hand because I had to go back and paint over some of my pencil marks later. You might also want to have your drawing nearby to reference. Once I had everything sketched onto the wall, I measured the wall and split it into 5 sections because I wanted the color to fade from dark to light from the floor to the ceiling. So I just added blue tape at each section so that I knew when to transition from one color to the next. Next, I started painting, and I started on the bottom just because I thought it would be easier, and I just filled in each of the shapes with the bigger of the 2 brushes that I was using. Once I was done with the larger pieces, I went back with my smaller brush and filled in the stems and smaller areas that were hard to do with a bigger brush. To get the lighter green for the ombre effect, I added the paint to some quart containers and poured in some white paint I had on hand. It was definitely not a scientific or measured amount, I just eyeballed what looked good, and to be honest, with some of the upper sections, the difference between the 2 hues isn't as distinct as I would have liked. Make sure you label your containers with the lighter colors so that you know which color applies to which section as you apply your second coat. So a couple of tips for painting a mural. The first is that you're going to want to have your idea all planned out ahead of time and sketched onto the wall. I would suggest working from top to bottom and left to right if you're right-handed so that you don't smudge your hand through what you've already painted. If you're left-handed, obviously work from top to bottom and right to left. I definitely suggest that you embrace the imperfection. This is a handmade project. It's not made by a computer, and that's what makes it cool. So, let go of those perfectionist tendencies that even I have. It'll make it a much more pleasant project if you just enjoy the process. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below if you give it a try. I would love it if you gave this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see videos in the future. Thanks, bye.